The girl introduced herself as Lyra, not the name they gave her, but the one she chose for herself. Evan tried getting answers from the manufacturers, posted complaints, filled tickets, only to be told, Unit 14A has been delivered. Return not available. Liability waived. Every response was automated. Every phone line redirected to a bot. He wasn't sent a malfunctioning product. He was sent exactly what the system intended. So Lyra stayed. She cleaned, learned quickly, made food the way Evan liked it, and asked permission for everything, even speaking. Every move hinted at conditioning, not service. Like someone punished often and praised rarely. Evan finally said, "You don't have to ask permission to exist." Her eyes shimmered with confusion. "That's not how it works where I come from." One evening, after a hot meal, Lyra confessed. Her species, the Xyrani, were technologically advanced but legally classified as premium domestic labor. Not citizens. Not refugees. Assets. She'd been taken from her homeworld when she was a child. "If they know I'm here, they'll take me back. And I'll lose." She placed a hand on her chest. "Memory. They erase anything that makes us emotional. It makes us inefficient. I don't want to forget I'm alive." Evan sat across from her, stunned. He had wanted convenience, not responsibility. But now someone's freedom, someone's life, depended on him. From that day forward, Lyra stopped calling him Master. She called him Evan. Middle. The world comes crashing in. Weeks passed. Lyra's fear slowly softened into trust. She laughed, explored, asked questions about Earth and music and rain. She wore clothes chosen because she liked them, not because she was assigned them. She grew human, emotionally, if not biologically. Evan, for the first time in years, didn't come home to emptiness. But happiness makes noise. Noise that attracts attention. One night, as Evan arrived home from work, the apartment door was already open. Lyra stood trembling, trapped between two armored men. Corporate retrieval operatives. Owner of Unit 14A, one of them announced, "You have violated the Domestic Sentient Containment Directive. Emotional imprinting detected. We will reset the specimen." Lyra screamed and lunged toward Evan, but the men restrained her, injecting her with a blue liquid that made her go still. Evan snapped. "You're treating her like a machine. She's alive." The lead agent shoved him back. "Sentience is irrelevant. Xyrani are programmed for obedience. Human attachment to subspecies models is prohibited." Evan didn't think, he reacted. He grabbed the heavy glass lamp beside him and smashed it across the agent's helmet. Sparks flew. The stun baton dropped from the man's grip. Evan seized it and struck the second operative. They collapsed unconscious. Lyra crumpled to the floor, dizzy and pale, but awake. "We have to run," she whispered. "They'll send more." Evan grabbed a bag, money, identification, anything they might need, and they fled into the neon-soaked streets of the city. Rebellion in the shadows. The city was huge, but nowhere was safe. Corporate scanners searched public streets, drones tracked life signs, and checkpoints were everywhere. Evan and Lyra hid in the underground district where unregistered AIs and altered organics lived off-grid. There they met a group calling themselves the Free Code Network. Humans, aliens, and sentient machines fighting the corporations who treated life like property. When they learned Lyra's story, the leader, a cyborg named Rez, stared at Evan. "Most humans wouldn't risk their lives for a Xyrani," he said. Evan replied, "Most humans have forgotten how to care." Rez nodded. "Then you're one of us." With their help, Evan discovered the truth. Xyrani were naturally emotional, empathetic, and intuitive, qualities corporations exploited because an obedient, caring servant sold better than a cold machine. The emotion wipe wasn't correction. It was cruelty disguised as efficiency. Rez had a plan dangerous and impossible in equal measure. Expose the truth to the entire world by hijacking the AI broadcast grid. The message wouldn't only reveal the system, it would show the galaxy what Xyrani really were, people. If they succeeded, corporations couldn't erase whole cultures behind locked doors anymore. But if they failed, the punishment wasn't prison. It was execution. Evan looked at Lyra. If we try this, there's no going back. Lyra stepped forward, eyes full of fear and strength. I would rather die being myself than live as something they made me. Decision made. The mission began. Ending. The moment that changed everything. The broadcast grid tower pierced the clouds like a spire of steel and holograms. Evan, Lyra, and the free code network broke in under heavy fire. One by one, rebels fell so the others could advance. They reached the main terminal, but the security AI activated defense barriers, locking them inside. Rez cursed. We're out of time. The message can't be sent. Not from here. Lyra stepped forward. Yes, it can. She placed her hand on the console. Her biology, her mind, her memories were part of the Xyrani neural archetype that corporations use to build their emotional droid models. She could interface with the system, but she couldn't do it without sacrificing something. If I link to the grid, she told Evan, my memories, what I felt you, it could be erased. Evan grabbed her arm. No. We fight another way. Lyra shook her head softly. You taught me what it means to choose. This is my choice. She pressed her forehead against his, a farewell. I want the universe to know we exist. She connected. Energy surged through her body. Lights blinded the room. Every screen in the megacity and across the system flickered on. A transmission began. Not data. Not statistics. A memory. Lyra laughing, learning, scared, curious, alive. A montage of moments showing that Xyrani weren't products. They were people with emotions, dreams, and identities. The world watched. Corporations panicked. The public rioted. Senate inquiries launched. Trade ceased. The auction industry collapsed within days. The Xyrani were legally declared sentient and free. But Evan felt none of the victory. Not at first. Lyra lay on the floor, barely breathing. Lyra, he whispered, holding her hand. Stay with me. Her eyes fluttered open, and he saw confusion. No recognition. Who are you? She asked weakly. Evan's voice cracked, but he smiled, steady and gentle. I'm the one who's going to help you learn everything again. No chains. No orders. No fear. He helped her sit up. She didn't remember the feelings, but she remembered the choice. Are we free? She asked. For the first time, he said, yes. She reached toward his face, not because she remembered him, but because she wanted to. For the first time, her touch wasn't obedience. It was curiosity. It was hope. It was her choice. They walked out of the tower together, into a new world, a better one, built not on ownership but on possibility. History would say, a revolution began because a human wanted a machine, but received a soul instead, and chose to protect it